You're not lazy. You get up early, you stay late. You've been doing everything they told you to do, and yet something still feels off, like you're moving, but not really going anywhere. What if the problem isn't how hard you work, but what you're working on? Because there's a difference between being busy and actually building something. And most people spend decades confusing the two. Today, I want to talk about that difference, and more importantly, what to do about it. There's a principle I keep coming back to, one that sounds almost too simple when you first hear it, but once it clicks, you can't unhear it. It goes like this. Your income will rarely rise beyond your personal development. Read that again. Your income, your results, your relationships, and your life will rarely rise beyond your personal development. It's not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about who you're becoming in the process of trying to get somewhere. Success isn't something you chase down. It's something you attract by becoming the kind of person who naturally creates it. And today, I want to walk you through 3 steps that actually move the needle on that. Not motivation, not hype. Just a calm, honest look at how real change actually happens. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at your situation, your salary, your savings, your progress, and thought, I just don't have enough? Not enough money, not enough time, not enough connections. Here's what I've learned. That's rarely the actual problem. The real problem is almost always a lack of ideas about how to create what you're missing. Think about it. If someone handed you $1 million right now, but you had T grown into the developed of someone who manages, grows, and thinks like a person with $1 million, how long, woe, D it last? You've probably heard stories. Lottery winners who are broke again within a few years. Athletes who earn more in one contract than most people see in a lifetime and still end up with nothing. The money wasn't the problem. The person hadn't grown to meet the money. And this is the shift. The thing that actually changes everything. Stop asking, how do I get more? Start asking, whom do I need to become? Because the moment you start working on yourself with the same intensity you work on your job, things change. Quietly, gradually, then suddenly. Step 1 is this. Find out how things work. That sounds obvious, but most people don't actually do it with any intention. They go through the day, hoping things will improve, waiting for a break, crossing their fingers. Meanwhile, the people who are getting results, they study. If you want to be financially free, study what financially free people actually do. If you want a stronger mindset, study the people who have built one. If you want a better career, don't guess your way there. Find out. There are 3 ways I'd encourage you to do this. The first is reading. I know that sounds old-fashioned, but think about what a book actually is. It's someone who's spent years figuring something out, compressing their most important lessons into a few 100 pages, and handing it to you for the price of a coffee. 30 minutes a day. That's all. Not half the night, just 30 intentional minutes, reading something that stretches you. Do that consistently for a year, and you will not be the same person. The second is listening specifically, getting around people who are where you want to be. Not to impress them, not to network in the hollow sense of the word, but to genuinely absorb how they think, how they talk about problems, how they make decisions. Their language will tell you a lot. The questions they ask will tell you even more. Pay attention. The third is observation. Success leaves clues. Watch how effective people carry themselves, how they handle pressure, how they treat the small things. There's a difference between seeing and actually noticing. Anyone can look. Not everyone observes. Use both your eyes and your mind. Eyes show you what's there. Your mind shows you what it means. Step 2 is the one people skip. You can read every book, watch every video, take every course, but if you don't act, nothing changes. Here's the thing about discipline that doesn't get talked about enough. It builds on itself. You don't start with the big disciplines, you start with the small ones. The ones that feel almost too small to matter. Making your bed. Getting up when you said you would, finishing what you started, keeping the promise you made to yourself even when no one is watching. Those small acts aren't just about the act itself, they're building something inside you, a kind of internal credibility, a muscle. And when life eventually hands you something harder, and it will, you'll have that muscle. You'll know you can do difficult things because you've been doing them all along. Here's the other piece. No one is coming to motivate you. That's not pessimism. That's actually freeing, because it means you're not waiting on anyone. You don't need the right circumstance or the right mood or the right person to walk through the door. You decide, you move, you do the thing. And the goal isn't knowledge. Knowledge without action is just trivia. The goal is transformation, and transformation only comes through doing. Step 3 is a caution. Once people start growing, once they start reading, learning, taking action, there's a temptation that shows up. The temptation to find a shortcut, to slice corners, to do just enough to look like you're doing the work without actually doing it. And I get it. Shortcuts are appealing, especially when you're impatient for results. But here's what I've seen happen again and again. A shortcut life leads to a small life. The people who build something real, real wealth, real fulfillment, real peace, they're the ones who found out how things actually work and then worked it properly, without compromise. Yes, doing things right takes longer, but it compounds. Every honest effort builds on the last. Every time you choose the harder right thing over the easier wrong one, you're depositing into an account that will pay out for decades. Don't play games, work it. So here's where I'll leave you. Look at the last 5 years of your life. Really look. Your habits, your choices, what you spent your time on, what you let slide. Now ask yourself, honestly, if the next 5 years are shaped by the same patterns, is that a life you're excited about? Because the beautiful thing that never stops being true is that you can change it any day, including tomorrow. Not everything, not all at once, but something. One small shift, one book, one honest conversation, one discipline you stick to. That's how it starts, quietly, with intention. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job, and watch what happens. I'll see you in the next one.